Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's Tuesday, September 5th, 2023. My name is Matt, and it is Daily Crypto News. And I'm sorry that I wasn't here yesterday. I didn't tell everybody that yesterday was a holiday here in the U.S. It was Labor Day, so I did Labor Day things and did not make a podcast. And I did not tell you on Friday, so I apologize. So since you are really in the mood for some crypto news, let's get straight into it. Before we get into any crypto news, I want to tell you about this discovery I found yesterday. I found this on Reddit, and it's a company called Brightland, and it pissed me off. And I want to tell you about it because it's absolutely insane that this exists. So Brightland helps customers, this is according to the website, meet life's demands through direct online lending. So basically, they give you a loan, a small loan, anywhere from $0 to $1,000, and it's to meet, obviously, life demands, which means I can't make a car payment, I can't make a bill payment, I need groceries, something came up, something broke, I have an emergency, I'm paycheck to paycheck, and I'm going to go to this company, get a quick $1,000 loan. Well, their APR on these loans is 725%. If you do automatic payments, it's 700%. So what does that mean? Here, I'll give you some numbers. A $500 loan paid bi-weekly is a 10-month term, 21 bi-weekly payments of $140 to repay $500. That is $140 every other week for 21 weeks to repay a $500 loan. Here's somebody on Reddit that said you're approved for an $800 loan, which equates to 22 payments of $203 bi-weekly. That loan is going to come out to around $4,500 totally for $800 in a time of need. Anyway, this is a company that's formed under the laws of Fort Belknap Indian community at the Fort Belknap Reservation of Montana. And so I'm wondering about the legality of this. I obviously see that this is probably legal. There's sovereign American Indian tribe laws that this is going to be incorporated under, but I was absolutely blown away that this company exists and that people are doing this to people. If you guys have any thoughts or questions, please send me an email, bookings@todayinweb3.com. Solana is the most loved altcoin among investors, says CoinShares. I think their evidence is a little flimsy. We'll let you decide. For the past 9 weeks, institutional investors have been plugging cash into the 10th biggest digital asset by market cap, Solana. CoinShares that $700,000 had been invested over the past week into Solana via crypto investment providers, making the cryptocurrency the most loved altcoin amongst investors at present. Obviously, we had a slow news week. If this is going to be news saying that $700,000 makes this the most loved altcoin amongst investors. The year-to-date inflows focusing on Solana currently stand at around 26 million. In contrast, investors in the past week pulled 8.6 million out of Polygon, my bags, and 3.2 million out of Ethereum. Speaking of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, the co-founder of Ethereum, has sold around $500,000 of MakerDAO, and that's after the project co-founder Rune Christensen advocated for launching the project's new chain on Solana. So we have Solana and Ethereum news. Interesting. Rune Christensen, he tweeted this: the last phase of Endgame is the launch of the native blockchain for Maker with the codename NewChain. This will make the ecosystem more secure and efficient. After some research, I believe Solana codebase should be considered as the basis for this new chain. And obviously, Buterin is not happy about this because he sold his Maker, but he also offers some suggestions on how to compete with and complement the lending platform in stablecoin issuance. And this is in his own words, because MakerDAO is torpedoing itself in weird directions. Now, Maker is not just going to hop over on Solana like it's currently on Ethereum, but again, they're looking for a new chain. And they're looking to fork Solana and make their own exclusive chain. This next piece of news is rather interesting because I don't think it's news, and I'm going to tell you why I think that in a minute. As you guys know, the SEC, if maybe you don't know, but over the weekend, the SEC is looking to appeal part of the landmark decision from July as to whether some of Ripple's sales of XRP violated security laws. And Ripple is pushing back against the SEC's request for appeal. And Ripple said the exceptional circumstances required for an appeal are absent. First, they say, Ripple says, the court's summary judgment does not present a controlling question of law suitable for appeal. Second, supposed substantial ground for disagreement is merely the SEC's dissatisfaction with the court's application of the Howey to most of the defendants' transactions in XRP. And just let me highlight that again. The supposed substantial ground for disagreement is merely the SEC's dissatisfaction with the court's application of the Howey test. Ripple is claiming that the circumstances required for an appeal are absent. I'm not a lawyer, but if you have dissatisfaction of the court's application of the Howey test, that is a pretty good reason to appeal the judgment. Why is this news? If you're a lawyer and not being happy with the court's decision is not enough to appeal, which I always thought it was, let me know. Bookings at todayinweb3.com. Robinhood complete on Thursday a buyback of $606 million in seized shares that were once in the hands of FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. The shares were valued at $450 million at the time the U.S. Justice Department, or the DOJ, took custody of them in January. Robinhood purchased all 55,273,000 shares originally acquired by Emergent Fidelity Technologies. The purchase was made for, again, like I said, $605.6 million or $10.96 per share. The current price of Robinhood shares are $10.71, down 3.6% so far today. Here's another article that I'm pretty opinionated about. Harvard legal scholar and law professor Christine Kim recently published a research paper detailing arguments for not only taxing the metaverse, but treating it as a laboratory for experimenting with cutting-edge policy. The professor argues that income and wealth in the metaverse should be subject to immediate taxation. She also says that the metaverse allows participants to create and build wealth entirely within its ecosystem, and that this ecosystem should be well regulated under tax code. She also proposed that taxation should happen immediately upon receiving gains, including unrealized gains and income, even if they remain in the metaverse. Red flag, red flag. Who is this Marxist person? Who are you? What is this? She also says that there are two plausible methods for enforcing tax law in the metaverse: individual platform withholding taxes on behalf of users, or residence taxation, which would rely on platforms sending tax information to users who would then file and pay their own tax obligations. Okay, it looks like you can't start anything without it being taxed, but that is this tax dilemma, right? Once you start any kind of tax, just one tax, everything that isn't taxed will become a tax loophole. And so if you have taxes in any other realm, if it's income tax or property tax or stocks or cryptos or whatever, if you don't have tax in the metaverse, apparently everybody's just going to move all their money to the metaverse to save on taxes. And there you have the tax dilemma. Everything needs to be taxed or everything becomes a tax loophole. And here's the other thing. Who the hell started the conversation about unrealized gains? Does anybody understand what that actually means? It means if your value of your shit goes up, that means you are going to be taxed on it. Look, everybody who bought a house in 2018, 2019, 2020, during COVID or before COVID, now is sitting on some kind of gains. So what? You're just going to start taxing that? I don't know who gave these people, and I don't know who these people are, if they're scholars or just people who think the more taxes, the more benefit your people are going to get. That's not true. We're just going to have government spending more inefficiently and irresponsibly with more money. But why do you think that taxing unrealized gains is a solution to anything? Why don't we cut out corruption or irresponsible spending, or there's a whole lot of things. Anyway. And finally today, there's still not good feelings about Binance. I still feel that they're teetering on the verge of collapse. I could be totally wrong with this. 5 years from now, we'll be like, well, that was just a stupid assumption, but I just don't get a good feeling about Binance right now. The latest one is the Binance's global head of product, Mayur Kamat, but there's been other recent executive exits, including their chief strategy officer and their general counsel. Now, let's get into those crypto prices.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
And the time is 10:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fear greed's at 35. Bitcoin's in at $25,646, down 1% in 24, or 6.3 in 7. Ethereum's at $1,626, down 0.3%, or 5.6 in 7. Tether's number 3, Binance is at 214, down 0.8% in 24, or 6.8% in 7. And XRP is at 50 cents even, down 0.6% in 24, or 7% in 7. Rounding off the top 10, we have XRP, Dogecoin, Cardano, Solana, and Tron. The total market cap is at 1.04 trillion, down 0.5%. A BTC dominance of 48.2 and an ETH dominance of 18.9. 24-hour volume is at 24.7 billion. And that was our show today. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, happy hodling, everyone.